everyone, welcome back to another video where today we are going to be going over the Season 1 premiere date trailer for Doctor Who Season 1 Series 14. This was kind of announced to be happening yesterday. We've also had some details for the launch of this new series, which I'm going to be going over in a separate video because I have a lot of thoughts about it, and spoiler alert, I don't like it. But we're going to go over the trailer first because I've not done that. Also, I apologise for not having uploaded in a hot minute. I've actually been really unwell, and this is my first day of feeling better. I was throwing up, I was had a temperature, really bad stuff. Luckily, I'm feeling a lot better now, and there was no way on God's green earth I was going to miss doing this. But yeah, let's just watch the trailer. I've not watched this yet, so I'm leaving my organic impressions for you. It's looking like it's only 30 seconds long, so I'm not expecting too much. But let's have a look.
You ready for this?
Oh, come on.
Give me a number, give me a year. It's gonna be a moment. Here it comes.
May 11th. Oh. That was quick. Oh. That was incredibly quick. Okay. Really not a lot to unpack there. Okay, maybe I won't do it separately. Maybe I'll do both at the same time. Maybe that would make more sense. Alright, so this looks like episode 1 to me, judging by the fact that they're in the same costumes. This looks like it's probably the Bogeyman episode that we've seen before. We've got the orange TARDIS lighting here looking very good. I saw someone say that a full trailer's coming on the 22nd. I don't know how true that is. Yeah, we've got this shot here, which we saw in Unleashed. This looks like it's from episode 3, judging by previous trailers. Kate Stewart confirmed, which, I mean, we already knew, but cool to see nonetheless. So, yeah, more unit involvement. Again, more of episode 1, I think. And then we've got the 60s episode here, which looks really good. I mean, interesting here as well. I mean, obviously, this could just be for trailer purposes, but we have got him directly winking at the camera. Really like this branding, though. I really like the green logo, green aesthetic. I like that a lot. Yeah, so that's cool. Not a lot to say there, actually. I was figuring there was going to be more to talk about with that. But we do have other things I want to talk about. Mainly the release date strategy. Doctor Who returns with BBC iPlayer Midnight Double Bill and BBC One Whovision Night on 11th of May as the Doctor launches into the Whoniverse on iPlayer and Disney+. The TARDIS is set to land with a double bill Out of This World episodes on BBC iPlayer at midnight, before arriving on BBC One on Saturday night. At last, it's my great delight to unleash a whole new season of the Doctor and Ruby's adventures together, monsters, chases, villains, mysteries, and a terrifying secret that's been spanning time and space for decades. Don't miss a second. Russell T Davies. Doctor Who is set to make an explosive return on 11th of May. The TARDIS will make a global premiere around the Whoniverse, and for those in the UK, for the first time ever, the Doctor will land with 2 episodes premiering on BBC iPlayer at midnight on Saturday, before arriving on BBC One later that day, right before the Eurovision Song Contest Grand Final. I'm going to be completely honest, right off the bat, I don't like this. For one thing, watching Doctor Who at midnight, I don't like it, and if you don't want to watch Doctor Who at midnight, you're going to have to avoid spoilers for the rest of the day until it goes up again on BBC, I think, unless it's actually just left on iPlayer, I'm not sure. Either way, I don't like the idea of having to avoid spoilers until the morning, because I can guarantee if you're online like I am, if you don't watch it at midnight, you're going to be spoiled, so I don't overly like that strategy. I'm going to read the rest of this, and then I'm going to give you my thoughts. At the same time, those outside the UK can watch the Doctor and Ruby on their epic adventures, as the TARDIS is set to land on Disney Plus where available. Viewers in the UK will now be able to watch whenever and wherever they choose, with the option to watch from midnight on BBC iPlayer or tune in at prime time on Saturday nights on BBC One. This is another interesting thing. It kind of implies to me that they want streaming to be the BBC's future, and they don't really care as much about linear TV and viewing figures, which interesting. Doctor Who is produced by Bad Wolf with BBC Studios for the BBC and Disney branded television. The BBC is the exclusive home of Doctor Who in the UK, as it premieres at midnight on Saturday, May 11th, which is sooner than I thought, on BBC iPlayer, and will then air on BBC One that evening. Outside the UK, Doctor Who begins streaming 10th of May at 7 PM Eastern Time on Disney Plus, where available, giving audiences a simultaneous global launch. So that's one thing I do want to clarify with this. America aren't getting it sooner than we are. It is a simultaneous launch. It's just that as a result of that, we're getting it at midnight, which I don't like. I'm going to come right out and say I think that's a bad decision. I think if it were me personally, I'd have the UK have the priority time slot. I don't know, for my non-UK viewers, that might seem a bit like, well, why should you? It's like, because it's a BBC show ultimately, and I feel like it's a UK-made show. Surely we should have the time slot that most people in the UK are going to watch it at the same time. An episode will continue to drop on BBC iPlayer at midnight on Saturdays, followed by a primetime slot on BBC One each week following that. So this isn't just for the first two, which are dropping at the same time for some reason, but also for every subsequent episode, it's going to be dropping at midnight. I'm gonna be really honest. I don't like it. I'm gonna be really transparently honest. You guys know, I'm always positive when I feel that I like something, but at the same time, I've got to be honest when I don't like something. The idea of it launching at midnight, and if you want to avoid spoilers as a Doctor Who fan, having to basically either stay up to midnight to watch it, or just hope that you don't see anything in the morning after, is incredibly frustrating. It does at least look like that, you don't necessarily have to wait till the BBC One re-air for you to see it on iPlayer again, which is good, but still, I think this is a mistake. Personally, I don't mind the idea of doing a double bill drop. I think that's fine. I don't like the idea of it dropping at midnight on Saturdays and then follow that up with a primetime slot, because I think that's going to eat into the viewing figures. And again, we can have a debate of how much that actually matters, but obviously all the hardcore Doctor Who fans will try and watch it on iPlayer beforehand, which is going to inevitably impact the TV ratings and stuff like that. I think this is a bad decision. I'm going to come right out and say it now. This wasn't even something that I would have thought they would have done. I understand wanting to have a simultaneous launch across the world. I know Day of the Doctor did something similar, but that was still orientated around the UK's time slot, right? Like, it was 5:15 in the UK, and then wherever else you were in the world, that's when it would air. For me, I feel like it feels like the UK's been shafted a bit for a show that is the UK's show. Again, it's not the case that America will see it sooner. It's just that if you want to see it at the same time as America and other territories, you have to stay up to midnight, which I just don't think is a good decision at all. I'll be really honest. I know that, for my Australian viewers, they'll be like, well, join the club. But, man, what an odd choice. I don't understand it. I get wanting to have this big global launch, but then also having every episode subsequently as well drop on iPlayer at midnight, as this suggests. I don't like it. I get wanting iPlayer to be a big focus, and the Whoniverse being a focus, and I'm not even necessarily against the idea of iPlayer getting it slightly earlier than the BBC One release, but midnight, I don't like it. I think this is going to be extremely annoying for fans who can't watch it at midnight, and kids as well, younger fans who perhaps can't stay up to midnight. I mean, for myself, I can do it, but I mean, it's hardly the ideal time for me to watch Doctor Who, I'll be honest. And from a YouTube perspective and stuff like that, I'll probably not be able to get my videos out till the morning after, because chances are, A, I'll be knackered, and B, there's not going to be any run around to watch YouTube videos at 1 a.m. Yeah, baffling decision. I think this is a bizarre way of rolling it out. I get wanting to tie it into Eurovision, but that doesn't really explain why you're doing it for every subsequent week as well, because it says an episode will continue to drop on BBC iPlayer at midnight on Saturdays, followed by a primetime slot on BBC One each week following that. So yeah, it is the same for each week. I don't like it. I don't like it. This has been quite the controversial thing in the fandom already. I'm seeing a lot of people. I'm not overly keen on this at all. I don't like it. But let me know what you guys think of this announcement. Obviously, if you're in other parts of the world, this might be a lot easier for you. But for me, this is a bizarre decision, quite frankly. Thanks for watching, and I will see you later.